We're just beginning our fall camps here in Kansas City, which we're calling our postseason camp, and this was really the brainchild of Dayton Moore, working off the alternate site players that we had here, and then trying to add another team full of players so we could play games throughout the month of October. So we have a total of 50 players here that consist of two different teams. Scott Thorman's the manager of one team and Tony Pena's the manager of another team. And they'll play 5 days a week with one day that's just a workout, and then Sundays will be an off day. And then in addition to this camp, we also have a camp in Arizona that we're calling fall season that has 69 players involved, which will make up of two teams as well, with quite a different structure than what we have here using Kauffman Stadium, and we'll be utilizing the Surprise Complex in Arizona. Like all teams in baseball, we were all really disappointed with the minor league season being canceled. But we had to come up with ways that we were able to continue to develop players. And with the support of John Sherman and the ownership group, they gave us the ability and the go-ahead to invite as many players as we could, which I believe we're the only team in baseball right now running a camp in Kansas City, and then also at our spring training complex. So we've been able to reach more players, and we'll be able to put more players in a better position next year, just from a health and safety standpoint. So when we were putting the teams together, we had a draft. The only caveat was we had to line the pitching up for both teams. So when we lined up our starting pitchers, you got to select one starting rotation over the other starting rotation. And then from there, it just fell in place. You know, we'll see who was a little bit more advanced in their evaluating skills. So what we're trying to create here is the most competitive situation that you could possibly have with teammates. You know, so we have 50 players here that are all teammates, but we want them to compete against each other every day, just like they would during the regular season, and do it in a very controlled, productive way. You know, we're going to draw attention to who's winning, who's losing, and really try to draw out the competitive nature that they would experience during the regular season. For the most part, the level of play here is AA and AAA players that have been in our system for quite some time, and then we have a few younger guys that are new to the system, in particular Asa Lacy out of this year's draft and Nick Lofton out of this year's draft. And then out of last year's draft, we have Alec Marsh, who was our third rounder out of Arizona State. Of course, Bobby Witt Jr., who was here all summer. And then also a very young international sign for us, Eric Pena, who's 17 years old, and really getting his first taste of really advanced baseball. During the 2020 regular season, we got a chance to see, I believe it was 7 guys make their major league debut, many of which were pitchers. And that is the strength of our system right now. Lonnie Goldberg and his staff have done a tremendous job with pitching over the last couple of years. So we feel like we're very strong. We have depth we've never had in starting pitchers in our 14 years here. So we feel great about the pitching that not only is already in Kansas City, but the pitching that's right on their heels. And then what we were able to see and accomplish through the alternate site, a lot of our top hitters were involved in the alternate site and made great strides in their development. And the disappointment is you want to see them carry that into games against other teams. But right now what we're dealing with is an opportunity to just keep playing against ourselves. And they're facing different pitchers right now than they did at the alternate site. So their development will continue. And we feel great about a lot of the work that a lot of those young hitters have done, and they're in a great spot going into 21.